He turned 27 years old. An NBA player prime is 27 to the age of 33, 34. So Ben Simmons has officially entered the prime of his career. And when I look at Ben Simmons, the way that this Brooklyn Nets team is currently constructed, you have Spencer Dinwiddie, you have Cam Johnson, you have, all these pieces around him that are shooters, right? So you have an opportunity to let Ben Simmons be a facilitator. You have an opportunity to let Ben Simmons push the pace. The only thing that Ben Simmons needs to focus on is finishing around the basket. I don't care if he takes a jump shot this season, to be honest with you. He just needs to work on having the confidence to finish.
You know what? Most of the time, I usually don't agree with Kendrick Perkins. But honestly, right here, he's making some real sense. Let's break it down. The first thing that he mentions is that Ben Simmons is only 27 years old and just entering his prime. Which is correct. Most NBA players start their prime between the ages of 26 to 28 years old. Although some players' primes may be affected by how they play or their genetics or some freak injury or constant nagging injuries. But with how sports medicine is improving, who knows when someone's prime will really end. The second thing that he does mention is the fact that the floor will be completely spaced out for him to facilitate. Which, if you think about it, it is partially correct. The top players currently on the Nets, you'd have Mikal Bridges, who last season, on his catch-and-shoot threes, he shot 37.6%, which I'm sure will go up with how drastically he's improving as a shot maker. And you got to think, when he played for the Suns, he wasn't the first scoring option. It was kind of just hit a couple threes in the corner when Devin Booker is passing to you. Or Chris Paul. He's just a spot up when he was in Phoenix. So another player that you would assume he would start with would be Spencer Dinwiddie, who last season put up 488 threes and made 181 with them. He shot roughly 37% on those threes. But on the threes that he was assisted on, he shot 60%. Which, with him playing with Luka, I'm sure that helps him a lot too. Just being spotting up for Luka. With that addition, I'm sure it'll help Ben Simmons and completely open up the floor for him. But even with those two shooters, you have someone like Nick Claxton, who can't really even shoot free throws, let alone hit catch and shoot threes. I hope that he's put in the work over this offseason to hopefully be able to hit free throws or maybe a mid-range. Maybe just space the paint out a little bit more, but that's pretty doubtful. Another player that Ben Simmons could very well start with is Dorian Finney-Smith, who shot 34% on his catch and shoot threes last season. Which, it isn't top tier, but you'd have to imagine with him playing with Luka for so long that his presence in the corner would be able to help Ben Simmons a lot. And for him to occasionally hit that catch and shoot three, I'm sure it'll be able to complement Ben Simmons' game very well. And the last person that I think would probably benefit the most and is also in the same position as Mikal Bridges would be Cam Johnson, for obvious reasons. He shot 41.5% on his catch-and-shoot threes last season. And Cam's already known for sitting in the corner in Phoenix. He was extremely good at it, off passes from Devin Booker and Chris Paul. And I believe that he'd be able to fill it very well and hit shots extremely consistently. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the league. And, him with Ben Simmons being able to find him, I think that he'll benefit an extreme amount from his passes. I'm sure as a lot of people have noted, there's one major flaw in this whole
the defender coming over to interject. Looks like he got a piece of it. Ben still able to catch it. Yes, there's the foul.
Mikal Bridges, who's emerged as one of the best three-level scorers in the league. So the likelihood of Ben Simmons having the ball in his hands on most possessions is extremely doubtful.
Look at that pass.
It's still possible to still be able to coexist, but you'd have to assume that Mikal Bridges is going to give him the ball. The Nets want him to go and do his work and give them buckets. And emerge as the star that
that's why they ran that pick and roll to get Aaron Holiday on.
But the only way that they'll be able to work together is if Ben Simmons decides that he actually wants to take his open shots. Whether they're dunks, layups, mid-ranges, maybe throw up a couple threes, just chuck them at the rim, see what happens.
Simmons
That would literally open up
Ben
everything
Simmons.
for the Brooklyn Nets.
There's that play again. You
Make
can
them
see the pick and roll.
scary
That's a
team to
nice
play
bounce
against.
pass.
If you got someone
he
like
had Dwight
Mikal
Howard
Bridges who
swiping
can
at
score
air.
at will, and then Ben Simmons
that
who
dribble
can
penetration,
facilitate and get to the rim with ease every single time, and maybe throw up a mid-range. But he's got that in his bag. He just doesn't shoot them. In my opinion, this is like the only way that Ben Simmons will become successful in the current situation in Brooklyn. I mean, as most fans are rooting for Ben Simmons, I hope. And I'm not talking about the casual fan that plays on everyone's downfall and only likes LeBron or Curry. But Ben Simmons he's easily still one of the most talented big guys in the league. And with him losing every ounce of confidence, it's not helping him at all. Again, to reiterate, I am still rooting for him, but I feel like this is the only way for him on the Nets, unless they trade him willingly or he requests a trade, which, I mean, that will cause all sorts of backlash for him. But who knows, maybe he just needs to get off the East Coast, get away from Philadelphia, New York, just get out of this atmosphere. But that's all I got for you guys today. A like and a sub would be greatly appreciated, and if you have any other suggestions, leave them in the comments.